All right, there we go. Hey, according to the okay, well, according to that, we're live, Lola. Look at that live. Let's see here. I put this on the radio right now, and there we go. Live on the radio, live on all the glorious places that we're normally at. Hello, everyone out there. Hello. uh, Lola, we have. Can you hear me? Okay, make sure you can hear me. We have a great show tonight. We're going to make sure that everybody has a great time, and I've got some stuff to give away too. So keep that in mind as you listen in. That I'm going to be giving away some comics, good times. I'm going to roll the intro, which is letting you know that the show's going to go downhill from here. Here we go, and Lola, we get to announce yet another Griff King, another Griff King this week. It's going to be great. Everybody sit tight. Here's the intro. Catch you on the other side. Here we go.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off there.
The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares. For real. The program is rated TV MA NSFW OMFG GAF TTV BYGAS. Why are you still here? Seriously, don't watch this. We can't warn you strongly enough. Do you need a doctor of some kind? What is the matter with you?
The difference is near. It's a revolt the masses will hear. In the vote, let the people hear. It's in the vote. The blood starts here.
And there we go. The production value goes all downhill from there. Hello, everybody. My name is Varian Grant. I am a comic book person. I've been making comics since 2008. I'm a father, a husband, geek, video gamer, occasional actor, all that good stuff. This is Indie Vote Live Wire because it's Tuesday. I'm joined as always by beautiful Indie Princess. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm exhausted, but I am here. Hey guys, I am Lola, your indie princess, and let's see, I am the EIC over at indievolt.com. I am the co-owner of lastcallcomics.com. I'm the owner of shockercomics.com, and I help out with Liberty Distribution and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that's me.
Good to meet you.
Jay. Jay, your turn. Go ahead.
I'm Jay Mooers. I'm a writer, artist, storyteller. I've done everything from writing stage plays and musicals to children's books, comic books. Currently working with DC on a couple of odds and ends. I frequent with Dynamite quite a bit. Currently, I am building a tabletop RPG because I'm not doing enough as it is. Here I am.
What's up, Jay?
Justin, go ahead.
How's it going, guys? My name is Justin Michelson. I'm an Emmy Award winner. I'm a cinematographer. I've worked with MLB Network. I've worked with, I've worked on several projects. I work with McGregory. Currently working on a brand new project I'm going to get in on later on. And yeah, it's kind of about me. I do a little bit of everything.
Cool. Sounds great. McGregor, you keep cutting in and out. The internet's giving you problems, huh?
No, I actually had to use my phone.
Okay. All right.
My iPad was giving me problems, so I have to use my
Apple
phone.
products, man. They always, every time someone comes on the show, I got a buddy who comes on and he loses sound, and I'm like, I can't hear him. If only this is like real life, where I can
That's
just
better
mute
now,
him.
right?
Yeah, it's much better. Much better. Peter, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm Peter Taylor from the UK. It's about 2 a.m., just gone 2 a.m. here at the moment, so apologies if I'm not quite on my game. I've worked in IT for about 40 years now, and taken a little break from that at the moment, and have written 3 comic books this year. It's been a lifelong dream to do it. Very proud of what I've achieved, and thank you very much for asking me to come on just to talk a little bit about them.
Cool. Cool. Can't wait to hear about it. Mark.
What's up, guys? I'm Mark May. I'm the creator of Hellbringers. Also, done a couple covers for retailers. The last one being Vampirella 25. Really, really cool to meet all you guys. Really cool to hear your stories and who you are. Really excited to be sharing the screen with you guys tonight.
Cool. I'm looking forward to hearing about everybody's stuff. Now I'm gonna kill your name, but that's like people kill mine all the time. Is that on?
Yes, you got it right.
Got it right. There it is. See, I try to get all names right because I've been called Vivian. And like, really? Okay. Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is An. I'm an illustrator based in Hawaii, and I've been I've recently made my debut into comics, and I've been on Jim Noble's Totally Rad Monster comic. I did the cover for one of them, and then I'm currently working with Mark on his Valak, The Sorcerer's Revenge, which I hope we can get into later on. And I have a bunch of other projects lined up for this year. I cannot say yet, but yeah, I'm just making my way in.
Cool. And McGregory, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. My name is McGregor Frederic. I'm an award-winning director. Actually became one of last week. Film. I shot my first short film last year, September. It's been crazy. I mean, we shot it in one day. Less than a month, we received like at least 8 or 9 laurels. It premiered in United Kingdoms. We're working on our next project, The Deal. That's going to be phenomenal. So much things that's going on, man. It's a beautiful thing. I'm grateful.
You know, I tried filmmaking at one point, and I discovered that I didn't like people.
Oh, what?
It was the other.
I forgot to add one more thing. I was in an Oscar-winning film as well too. The name was Windows. If you guys had never heard about that, by Marshall Curry. So
okay,
that was pretty cool.
I'll take a look at that. Everyone's having internet problems, but that's okay. We're gonna get through this. I'm gonna lead us. Raiden Raider says, "Hail, everyone, hail!" And let's take a look at let me see my Indie Volt questions, Indie Volt radio questions, and Lola, you're gonna like this one because this one touches real close to home. Imagine, Lola, imagine if you will, a company, okay, a company at a Comic-Con seizing your comic because they feel that it bears a striking resemblance in name and character design to their own. Well, that's just what happened. That's what happened to a young guy. He wrote in. He told me, I'll read it to you. He says, was that a comic? I'm not going to say the name of the show because until I can prove it, I don't like putting it out there. But we can all speculate on what happened. So I was at a Comic-Con. I set up, had my display ready. Everything was great. The next morning, I returned and to my horror found my shelf empty and my box of comics missing. I went to the promoter who looked at me stone-faced. He almost knew what was going to happen. He told me to come into a room with him. Afterwards, I sat down and he told me my books had been confiscated by another exhibitor with legal paperwork stating that my book was similar to his and needed to be off of the floor. I asked the paperwork, which he gave me, and it looked to be some trumped up crap. Unfortunately, my books were not on premises and not returned. I'm currently trying to figure out who I should sue. Beware, vendors, beware.
Is this a true story?
It happens, you know. I don't know. People write in questions all the time. All we can do is speculate on them. If that happens to you, you have my permission to probably just really act like a doofus at the show. I'm talking about go ballistic. Go ahead. It's okay. Make the news. You still have time for the 5 o'clock news. It's fine. I could not imagine. Look, I heard of a particular artist moving your stuff because he wants your table, and he's a bigger name. I've heard of him doing that, and I had the pleasure of sitting about 4 tables down from him once, and I was praying. I don't think I actually started studying different religions because I was praying to any god that he would move my shit so that I can have an excuse when I got back there Friday morning to go crazy on him. So that didn't happen. But if this happens, man, I mean, I'd be very upset. I Somebody's got to get it. Promoter probably he allowed it. Jay, what do you think?
Well, first, I'd go after the promoter. I mean, the promoter lets somebody else touch all your stuff and remove it from the show without contacting you.
Mhm.
Like, they have a way to reach you, obviously, if you got in the show to begin with. So you start by peeing on the promoter's table. Then you have some eggs for breakfast, and you find the guy who took the stuff, and you do number 2 on his table, and and that tends to keep the crowds away from those tables a little bit. I would go nuts. I mean, especially if, like, I traveled a good distance to go to the show. But you could take something like that and you could use it as promotion. I know somebody that they had to change the name of their show of their comic series because it was similar to another more famous comic, and they were in a legal battle, and they basically got bled out of money until they gave up.
Mhm.
But they got so much promotion because people love to talk about how the big guy was attacking the little guy.
Yeah.
So it actually, in the long run, it really helped promote their brand.
Barry, I'm not wearing
Yeah,
tape with
and
that
like
loss.
Raiden said, there is your stuff should not be touched. I mean,
It should.
a promoter could say you can't sell this here, but somebody else can't take your stuff.
I saw a
That's
promoter
bad.
here. I saw a promoter here in Michigan. He discovered someone had set up in a space they weren't supposed to be at the show at all. He didn't touch their stuff. He just made sure that the next morning he had several security people standing by, as well as some of his people, to tell the person, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here." And he was in his right to remove the stuff at that point because you're set up in a convention that he's running.
Right.
But he didn't do that. Peter, I saw you feeling with rage, and I said, you know what? He's from the UK. He's gonna have a refined answer for us. Let's hear it.
Oh no, my refined answer starts with punching someone, I think, in that
I see.
situation.
That's a lawsuit.
Yeah, but you're right. I can't imagine anyone is actually allowed to. They can eject you from the con. They can say you're not welcome here, but actually confiscating your intellectual property and your personal property, I've never heard it happening. And I'm sure you could just, call the call local law enforcement in for that particular argument. What you do about the bigger problem of the intellectual property conflict is a whole other ballgame. But that's bizarre.
Yeah. To take your books and then not have them when you show back up the next morning, that's crazy. Mark, you've been wearing the madman smile. So you've already gone over your head about what you're gonna do to the person.
I just sit here and I think about it for a second. It can go two ways. Number one, I could either be, a nice guy about it, or number two, all I got to do is just show them this right here and just remember who the fuck is gonna come up and try to steal my book? It doesn't matter what kind of paperwork they have in their hand. The moment they walk up and they see me, they're gonna be like, "Just kidding. Keep it." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about it. And number two, to tell you the God's honest truth, I mean, this sounds like a made-up scenario, man. This shit's never gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I hope so. I remember someone wrote in a question. They said, "Hey, what do we do if a convention?" Well, they said my local convention shut down. The city shut it down. This is right before the COVID thing started. Shut it down, and now we can't go in the building and get our stuff. And they're saying they don't know when we can go in there and get it. It could be months. And I'm like, that's not happening. That's not happening. And then about 2 days later, I get someone sends me an article from well, I forget which website it was, another comic book website, and they did a whole article on it. Now it wasn't in the States as a thing. Yeah, I think it wasn't in the States, but it was. They had locked the convention down and said no one's going in there. And so at that point, I could understand it, but the person didn't put the right context on it. This may have happened. We're only getting one side of the story, though. We don't know. Are you gonna flip out? I don't know. I don't listen. People think, oh, women won't flip out. BS.
I'll kick your ass, man. She's
Yeah.
tough. Better not be fucking with her shit.
I would, of course, I'll be mad, right? It's normal, but I would probably just take whatever is the practical direction to get my stuff back or get compensated for it. But ultimately, I'll leave it up to karma. She's the bitch.
An arsenic, right?
Yeah.
I definitely have to agree with Jay because of the simple fact that the promoter is the one that have to have everything under control. So especially if you're a vendor, you pay for that spot. Your stuff should be there. They don't have no right to move your stuff if you're not there. So it's
No,
it's
that's
either
who you go after. Like whatever was given to them by somebody else, they're managing the project.
Yeah, you definitely got to go after the promoter because he's the one that's organizing everything at the place at the end of the day. So it's either they give you the stuff or take legal actions. So it's a win-win at the end of the day for the person that that lost their stuff, especially if it's on camera too. So
a lot
No
of
such
times they
thing as
don't have.
bad publicity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't have cameras.
Boom.
Oh no,
Justin,
no.
What do you think?
I mean, listen, you gotta go after the host of the situation because it's as someone who works with maybe not from a comic standpoint, from an equipment standpoint, if someone touches my things, I'm gonna be tight if it's gone when I walk away. If I walk away, if my equipment's not there anymore, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose it quick.
And those equipments ain't cheap either, too.
No.
So.
And we're talking about, comic stock, which, I might have 35, 37 boxes of that same book back home. But now if I travel, I don't have them here. We'd probably have a discussion. Indie Princess is known to get quite loud if she's not happy at a particular place. They remember her very well in Chicago at an event because I had expressed displeasure of my placement and nothing happened. And then she expressed displeasure with our placement, and all of a sudden, mountains moved. I did not understand it. I knew that she was being much louder than I was, and I stepped away because I was like, "Well, she can get arrested, and I'll stand over here." And I know when things are going south, but they moved her, and I'm like, well, "They're moving us? Are you serious?" Yep, better table, much better table too.
Right by the celebrities.
Yeah, I was like, "Wow, it pays to carry it out sometimes."
And it's almost like a term like money don't have feet to run. So comic books don't have feet to go anywhere. So somebody have to, take them at the end of the day or whoever is, trying to steal the stuff.
Now here's another one, and this is our last one of from Indie Vote Radio. And
before you do that,
yes, ma'am.
I do want to address because some people haven't seen me yet.
Oh.
That side of my head is shaved for a reason. I have an infection on the side of my head.
Yeah.
I didn't shave it for fun.
You're not doing a cyberpunk costume?
No.
Oh.
You still look good.
I thought it was like maybe
You rock it.
I thought it was a style.
No, I have an infection right here. It's going down. It used to be way up in here, but yeah, I've had it for about 2 weeks now.
I thought maybe you were just, catching back up into the Matrix fandom or something. You wanted to look edgy.
Just so you know, you're the only person that can make an infection cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's true.
Infections. I get an infection and almost die. She gets to turn to fashion statement. People like. So, all right, guys, we know that we live in a fracture, or we're working, and those of us making comics, and I imagine that those making any type of entertainment, we're kind of in a fractured environment. Hell, might be comics. We got on one side, we got people who make, woke books versus those who make non-woke books versus people who make anti-woke entertainment. It's just all over, it runs the gamut. Well, the problem is what happens when you reach out to someone and you sign up, and you make a deal for a project, and then you guys begin to shift ideas. Your ideas are starting to go one way, theirs going another way. Well, this happened to our good friend Brandon, not the host of Pitches, but another Brandon, who writes in and says, I was working with an artist, everything was going great until he checked out my Twitter and found out how I align myself politically. The issue isn't that he doesn't want to do the book, it's that he has completed it. I paid for it, and now he won't send me the high res images. He told me he will not work with someone that's affiliated with the group I am working with. This is BS, he says, and I intend to go after him, which is, yeah, of course you should. But then he goes on and says, when I confronted him and said, hey, can I get my money back? Please, I understand your position and I can move on. He told me, asshole tax motherfucker. Lola's laughing.
Is this real shit again?
Yeah, this one's unfortunately real. I checked into this one. This one's unfortunately real.
I have done some crazy fucking shows before, but this feels like the Jerry Springer of the fucking.
And Mark, you're the father of that kid.
Okay, so
that's insane.
Sorry, my mind is tripping because Naomi Kama said, so that's theft right there. And in my mind, for some reason, I saw something that said that's so left right there. I'm like, wait, what? Like, what kind of crap is that? No, but I do agree that you pay somebody to do a job. Okay, you're willing to forgive them because they don't want to turn over their work. They got to give you money back. It's only fair.
Yeah.
Give me money back.
Yeah, if you're gonna do, you pay someone for work and you don't get it back. What's that like?
And the bad thing is, it's ready. It's finished. It's finished. It's 100% done. He just like, I'm not giving you a high res because you belong to this group. Give him his money back. You can't charge asshole tax for that.
Good contracts are key.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think it's both of their fault because no contracts were signed or draft up. Because I've learned so far, you need contracts for everything that you do because people are fucked up. So that's both of their faults at the end of the day. So he lost out, and the other person lost out on whatever you wanted to get out of it. But that's how it works. So
yeah, I've had a bunch of people. I do commission work for people all the time, and there's always a contract, and sometimes they're thrown off. Like, I'm like, no. This gives me a date that I have to have it done. This gives you how many times you can change your mind while we work on it. And then it's like, you pay me half now, and if you bail, then I keep that half. And at the end, when I finish it and hand it to you, you give me the other half, and we're all good. It's spelled. It's very basic, but it just keeps everybody honest. It's like, this is.
Whoa. At what age did no take backsies not work anymore?
Take backs.
I think kindergarten is coming back for all ages lately. So
I have to agree with Jay 1,000%. Real talk. He nailed it. Yes.
Especially working with friends and family. Of all people, like, that's the first place where it can get bad. Because people think because they know you, they don't have to, you're doing this for a living, They don't have
that's
to pay
really
you.
what it comes down to right there, is that they're doing it for a living. You know what I mean? Like, I was gonna say, like, does Deathstroke care who the political ties lead to? No, he's gonna sell weapons to anybody, man. If you're gonna do this as a business, get your head out of the game for political beliefs, period. You know what I mean?
I would say, look, at the worst, tell the person, look, okay, here's the artwork. Take my name off of it. I don't want my name to appear anywhere. Just call me the artist. And we'll let it go from there. That's fine. Just don't ever mention that I'm the person that did that book. That's fine. Alan Smithy. Who knows? Who cares? But that's what you could do if you don't have the money. Larry says that person likely spent the money and didn't have it to give back, and then called an asshole tax as justification to rip someone off. Yeah, I'm gonna start running up to people. Asshole tax, motherfucker.
Yep.
Like, running well for money. It'd be great. Let's see how far I get.
That's why you don't pay somebody 100% before the project's done.
Yeah. Imagine that. Just
you give them enough to go, and then you finish paying them when you make the final exchange. Like, here's the file, here's the payment, done.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anybody else want to say anything about this before we move on?
That's just crazy. That's just crazy. I don't understand how.
I will say
how you get away with that. How you even rationalize it?
Sounds like theft to me.
Yeah.
Saying.
Contracts. But remember, your contract is only as good as your bank account or someone else's bank account, so you got to be able to enforce it. But at the same time, just maybe don't deal with people who seem weird from the start. You can kind of tell how this person is going to be if you get to know them and watch them.
Yeah.
A little bit, fill them out.
What are you talking about? Artists are weird? What?
Oh, man.
Artists and writers are all very emotional people, so it can change. Today it's one thing, tomorrow it's like completely different.
Yeah.
I convinced myself to take the opposite position of a way that I really feel. That's how weird artists are. I talked myself into seeing the other side's point of view the other night, and I'm like, damn it, no, this can't be happening. And now I'm like, I feel soft and weak, and maybe that's not right. But yeah, so artists are very weird. We change emotion, like you said. Maybe I can figure out a way to come up with something like Rocket. What was it? What's it called? Rocket lawyer, but comic book artist only, or comic book stuff only, entertainment based lawyer that just comes in and just does it quick online for you. I do have one, and they cost. They're expensive, so you guys got to be careful with that because those
you
can
could
get
do like a
expensive.
Judge Judy kind of show. I think.
Yeah, we talked about it with Randy for a while, doing Zim's Court. We're gonna have Randy sit there and with a paddle and hear comic book related problems. Lola, that is our that one is gonna win our Griff King of the Week award. I should play the intro, huh? Let's play the video. All right, guys. So that wins our Indie Vote Griff King of the Week award. Here's their video. They deserve it.
Wow. Fucking bullshit. Holy shit, oh fucking care. Fucking bullshit. Son of a bitch, what the hell?
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
They win the award for the week. Shame on them.
I need that as a ringtone.
Right?
I will send it to you. Yeah. Came from was it Galactic Mermaid? It's a whole video. It's a music video to it. It's great. I can't get enough of the song. Sometimes I'm in the shower just singing it to myself first thing in the morning. It lets me know how the day is gonna go. Lola, we're gonna look at some campaigns. I know they're not in the private chat because Jerry. Glenn Ford, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Glenn. Appreciate it. Yeah, wow, Lola. Will this be 5 years of Indie Vote? This year? Oh man, I'm tired. I'm so old. Guys, I'm so look, I'm gonna be 40 next year. And I know black don't crack, but man, oh man, are there a couple of stress fractures that I need them to, there's some problems with the infrastructure here going on here. I'm like, that wasn't there last week. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned with what's going on with me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's some stress fractures. I need to take.
I don't have everybody's link, so if you guys can put your links in the private chat, I'd appreciate it.
We're gonna look at some campaigns while they're doing that, and the first one I'm gonna bring up is Ren, parts 1, 2, and 3 over on Kickstarter. They bring this up right now. So if you're listening on the radio, also keep in mind that you'll be having to check Kickstarter for this project. I'm gonna play the video, which you'll have to imagine. Here we go.
Oh.
Hi everyone, Peter Taylor here, creator, writer, and lead artist on Ren, the iconic, some would say awesome, four-part comic set in 17th century London. Myself, beautiful colours, guest artist Falk Hansel and Matthias Fagiani are back with issue 3, the penultimate episode as the story careens towards its final climax. Once again, the book is fully written, drawn, coloured and lettered and is completely ready to go to print as soon as we've added your name to our roster of awesomeness. And on top of this being a fantastic book, we've really pulled out the stops this time on the campaign. We've got some incredible rewards and add-ons waiting for you, including a particular high-end reward that has never been tried on any Kickstarter before anywhere. But don't take my word for it. Have a look at the campaign.
That's Ren. So tell us a bit more about it, Peter. You've got
That's not that's not creepy at all. Watching yourself on TV. The book is not your typical superhero fare, not even your typical indie fare. It's a book that I actually started writing over 30 years ago. I live in London. I live just outside of London now, but I'm a Londoner. I've always worked in London, always been fascinated by London. It has some amazing periods in its history. And I found myself getting particularly drawn into the time around the plague, the Great Fire of London. And really the way that coincided with the sort of the starting of the Royal Society, the first ever sort of academy that was solely directed at the advancement of science. They invented what we call today the scientific method. So I'm not going to say that Ren is an intellectual comic. It absolutely is not. It's just a sort of a genre hopping romp across that period. And it just asks the question, what if the Great Fire of London wasn't an accident? That's the basic premise of it. In the first issue, we see it really just talks about, you know, the plague. There's some really nice scenes with plague doctors and that kind of thing. It talks about the state that London was in at the time. And then in issues 2 and 3, this plan comes to light of how the king, the government, and the early scientists want to deal with it. And it turns out that it is a horrific plan, a horrific way of dealing with it, all fantasy. And then as we get into, say, issues 3 and 4, we see the climax of that as the fire takes hold of the city. And in issue 4, we'll find out what really was behind it. So it's a modest campaign. As I say, I've never written a book before. My really, when I started this a year ago, the first book came out in February of this year. My only intent was to sell one book to a stranger. That was really all I wanted to achieve, just to see I did it, just to see if I could actually put something like this together. And I'm so proud of what I've done. I've learned so much. I've started working with people all over the world, talking to people like yourselves. I am on it's an absolute dream of a period I'm going through, and I get to I get to create something and hold something in my hand, you know, that's a new piece of work. I'm really, really proud of it, and really, really excited to finish the series, which I'll do in the next few months, and then maybe move on to something new.
Impressive.
It's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big history buff too, so that sounds really cool.
That background, there's a lot of hard work. That background, I got a lot of backgrounds in this comic I'm working on right now. I'm like, never again. Everything I do now happens in a void.
He said never again.
Oh, it was one of the. I got a letter actually from one of the people who bought the first issue, and they said there wasn't enough background in my work. So they wanted to see more background. So I'm really try and listen to my audience. And they were really, really keen that the artwork looks a certain way. So I've done a lot of work on that in the last little while. I've never worked with digital art before. I have large collections of pens, and I'm now trying to put things together digitally. So that, everything there I've learned in the last year.
That's great. That's really cool. I'm amazed by that background. Like, again, just because I've been drawing a lot of backgrounds lately, there's there's a lot of stuff going on there that you just don't even notice because it looks right. So, but trust me, your hands felt it. Your hands felt it.
That's dope, man.
It's this one. Like I'm assuming this one was done by hand.
Yeah, all by hand.
Yeah, was it? It's the line work that reminds me of like more of the Western, like European style. Yeah,
That's
this
the
is something
original.
that we don't really see a lot of. Well, at least I don't come across a lot of in like the American comics as much anymore. It reminds me of like Bernie Wrightson kind of like line work.
Yeah,
That shading and stuff. Yeah.
big fan of Bernie Wrightson. Big fan of Bernie Wrightson. Yeah, absolutely. That's I'll take that. I'll put that one in the bank. Thank you.
Got a couple different shirts. There's a team. There's yourself and Jimmy G on colors and letters. That
Falk is amazing. I don't know if anyone knows Falk's work. If you saw that cover, the head at the end of the video, Falk did that. I found Falk on the internet. I thought there was absolutely no way I'm going to be able that picture. I never thought I would be able to afford, a guy like that working on a little comic like this. He has no clue how good he is. He is an absolute gentleman, and he produced work like that in a few days. I think absolutely phenomenal guy, and phenomenally talented. He does.
Take advantage of him while he's cheap. Take advantage of him while he's cheap. Tell you.
Well, he does a lot of coloring work. He does a lot of, background, color work for people in a sort of a normal comic style. But he's got a portfolio of stuff like this that's absolutely incredible. I don't understand why he's not on the front of every book you ever buy now. But do please look him up. He's a real gentleman.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'll see you got a couple of different things here for the campaign. There's the book plate print edition. You got an ultimate fan bundle. And it's all priced pretty well. I was looking through it earlier. The standard print edition, $10, 10 pounds, about 14 US. Now, if you're one of our international listeners on Indie Vote Radio, which I see that Indie Vote Radio listeners listening in right now, you guys he's shipping anywhere in the world, so we can make Peter regret that. Because listen, I've had somebody reach out to me and they're like, Varian, I have to send a book to Australia. Thanks.
Yeah. Now, I got to be honest, I've had a lot, and I don't want to hog the show, but I had a lot of conversations about the distribution and postal costs in the last few months. It is your costs to ship to the UK have gone crazy. Have gone absolutely crazy. Ours have gone up, but they haven't gone crazy. It's maybe 15-20% dearer to send something now than it was 18 months ago, a year ago. Yours, I think, have more than doubled. So if you do have a UK fan base and you're producing things, over there, do look at getting some UK fulfillment. Do look at getting a UK printer. I recently offered to help out a guy doing a campaign. He had a few UK backers, and I said, if you want to get a few printed, I'll send them out for you over here. So it's just worth bearing in mind. It's costing much less, to get things done in the UK than it is to actually send things over. If that's useful info for anybody.
Yeah, I got some buddies who are all doing, like, there's one in Canada, he'll print there. Another one will print in the UK. I know Mike Jimmy has been doing some printing over where he's at over in the Netherlands, Norway, whatever. Yeah, he's in one of those in countries. I keep joking with him, like, I'm gonna remember where you're from one day, and I'm gonna remember it. You're gonna be proud of me. Today is not that day. Dreaded Dinosaurs in the chat for a little while. Thanks for popping in, Eric. Usually here, but he is stuck in Oklahoma. He did a comic convention over the weekend and can't get home. They've canceled his flight 3 times. Southwest, by the way, not having the best week. They killed some lady's dog. Wouldn't let her take her dog.
What?
Yeah. They wouldn't let her take her dog out of the little ventilated case he was in. And the dog didn't make it, poor little puppy. So Southwest not having a very good weekend. Plus, they won't free Eric. So Southwest is on our list. Places we don't like right now. But things we do like is this book. This looks pretty good. There's original art. So, you could possibly own a piece like that one we just saw. And if you haven't seen it, pop over to this video and check it out. It'll be on YouTube or on YouTube now, but it'll be on YouTube afterwards. That gorgeous illustration. So if they're in like that, that's something you're gonna want to own. And you got 69 hours left for this. So
yeah, just a few days left.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
When I see the problem is when I see hours, I stop thinking days. I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's a great
69
number,
hours.
so you gotta go for it.
Yeah.
Go over there and back this project. That's Wren, WREN, parts 1, 2, and 3. Fire stories. It's a great project, and I like historical stuff, historical fiction.
Me too.
Yeah, stuff is always fun. I love it. So go check this out. We're gonna keep an eye on the project too as he gets closer to his due date to make sure he makes it over that hump. Peter, that's a good looking project. Now I did you first, Peter, because I know it's 2:00 in the morning there. So if you need to go,
I may just slump over the desk, but
if you fall over, we know what happened. It's like, yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Also, Indie Vote Radio, funny because it's the radio. We don't play greatest hits on the radio. It's all independent music. But they wrote in and said, "Hey, Varian, you should play Jason Derulo's greatest hits." Did you see the 3 he landed in the airport today? I did. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna go on camera for this one. I haven't been on camera in a couple weeks. Hold on. Let me go on camera for this. Let me make sure that I'm at least decent looking. Oh, I can't turn my head on. That's okay. Can you guys see me? I got the little backdrop on. Hold on. Let me get rid of that backdrop because that doesn't look right. Hold on. Give me a second.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Y'all didn't see the Jason Derulo thing coming. That brother can dance, he can sing and hit a high note. And y'all been messing with Jason for years. Now look, he done snapped in the airport and tore off and whooped people's asses. I mean, they were complete ass whoopings. These weren't just like he hit and smacked. No, the brother can fight.
Over.
Yeah, the brother can fight. And y'all called him Usher. And that's why he went crazy. See,
I don't know how nobody didn't recognize him. He says his name before everything.
Yeah. It'd be like me walking through the airport.
His name.
Someone's like, "Hey, it's Kevin Hart," and I'm like, "Fuck you," because it happens. It happens. Unfortunately, I'm very short, and I thought you were like 6'2", 6'3" or something, and that's camera playing a trick on you. I'm very small. I'm a very small and petty person. I don't have my hat on either. I know I'll hear about that. I don't have the raccoon.
That's too funny.
But anyway, yeah. So that we don't play Jason Derulo's greatest hits, but I did see that footage. It's on TMZ. We're not TMZ, but yeah, you go in the airport. And let me tell you something. Respect to Jason. Respect. That was a.
That was no joke.
Valak, the Sorcerer's Revenge, Mark May. Let's play the video first. Now, Mark, you're I was noticing. I was like, bagpipes make me cry, so I had to go off camera. Sorry. Um, are you? Oh, Sugar Chris in the house says hello. Hello, Sugar. How are you? Mark, talk to us about Valak. I can't hear him. Oh, he's muted. Let's see here. Oh, let's see if we can fix that. Did he mute himself or did I mute him? Let's see. No. Are they all muted? Oh, yeah, they should be unmuted now.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm ready. Guys,
Okay.
I'm Mark Mann, the creator of Hellbringers. The first chapter we had come out was Jingar and Shred is how you read it, is the first. And then it's Hellbringers, Dawn of the Devil, Hellpug and Velocicock. Hellbringers, the Sacred Heart, Hellbringers Zero, and then Hellbringers, the Ties That Bind Us. In Hellbringers, the Ties That Bind Us, we got a character called Valak that makes his first character debut in this book. Most all these characters made their first debuts in Hellbringers, the card game, which we came out with back in 2016. And we've had 3 card sets with almost 150 characters in those card sets. And we're building the Hellbringers universe. We're basically introducing all these side characters into the comic book, and this is one of them. And we've taken Valak, who's kind of like Lilith's right hand man, and he's basically this is his origin story. And his origin story takes place on the island of Hawaii, the Big Island. So it's history is kind of involved with this because it's a long story about kind of what happens to this guy after his wife kind of gets killed, and when you check it out, you kind of start to get a little bit of emotional ties to him, as opposed to some of the characters where we just kill him off. This is going to be one of those guys that's going to be around forever. And stories in this book, along with On's story, who's right under me here. She's doing the interiors for a side story called Bushikawaso. And it's going to be an amazing story. And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about it right now, actually.
Bushi Kawaso is it's a backstory to 2 additional characters that Mark had on his card game, and technically what you're following through is the beginning of everything before it goes down to hell, literally. So you're in Shimabara Rebellion in Japan. That's the biggest civil war in Japanese history. And at that time, pretty much the shogunate was raising a war against Christianity and outsider in Japan, and it all takes place in Shimabara prefecture. And you're following the main lead character, who is based on the historical Musashi, Miyamoto Musashi, and his opponent, his main protagonist, antagonist in this case, is a boy, just like I believe he was just 15, 16 at the
Yep.
time.
His
But
name's Shiro.
Shiro, Amakusa Shiro, he led the Christians revolt against the Japanese shogunate at that time. So yeah, they're pretty much just going at it, going to war together, or against another, and
This is
each
On's
has
art right here.
their own what you call it. They all have their own moral standpoint. And is it validated? You gotta read, make your own judgment. Are they validated for their action during the war or not? But yeah, that's the
Over
summary of it.
30 pages. Over 30 pages there with no ads
Yeah, I
at
was
all.
looking at this piece here is
Yeah.
gorgeous. This is good.
That's
Great,
So,
good work.
that's page 1 for the story. On absolutely kills it right here.
Yeah. And look at that. These are
so
incredible.
on
So much
my part
fantastic
of
art
the
on tonight's show
story,
already. This is
on my part of the story with Fushi Kawaso, everything is hand painted. You're getting a painted story in there, and
That's really incredible.
Mark tasked me with supplying the style of the ukiyo-e, the Japanese ukiyo-e woodblock printing. That's the style we went with to try and tell the story.
Did you have the original there with you on? Or that was I seen you looking at the
Oh
photo. I
yes,
thought you had the
sorry.
original. I
Yes,
was
I
gonna give you full
do.
screen and
So what you're looking at is pretty much a whole stack of it. It's
wow.
getting the original pencil and the original painting. But so you'll see the cover later. The cover I did differently from the interior. So cover work wise, sorry. This is the
Oh
cover.
shit.
Wow, it's amazing.
That's
So
Yeah.
dope.
this
That's
is pretty
stunning.
much
Absolutely stunning.
my my attempt at capturing the story in a whole on a piece of paper. Pretty much, you got the Shimabara
This is
Rebellion, of
lost
course.
art.
You get to know why there's like all these heads in the background when you read the story. Of course, you got the antagonist here, Shiro. He's the leader of the
Onioka
Kushina.
is what he's called later
Yeah,
on, when he goes to
yes,
hell. Yes. So if you got
yes,
the Onioka card from set 1, you're all set.
yes, and that's our protagonist right there. That's Mr. Musashi. That's my depiction of him because in history we have many depictions so far in manga form, in film form, but this is my adaptation of him.
Beautiful.
His artwork's
That
amazing. Your
that
artwork is crazy.
that's gorgeous artwork. I'm
Yeah, that's
already
crazy.
jealous.
I
I'm
love that.
jealous. Now I got a question. Mark, is this a standalone story or will this be continuing?
So this will be continued, my friend. So this battle between Shiro and Musashi here, it goes and it goes and it goes and it keeps going even when they
Hey,
get to hell. So and
hey,
they're
Mark,
different characters.
you need to lock on down for like the rest of the issues. I don't trust the artists out here to watch my show. They're gonna be after her afterwards.
Oh,
They're gonna be messaging her, trying to get her tied down for projects afterwards.
let me tell you, man, that always happens. That always happens. It's all good. Every artist that's worked with me for the past 4 books, they've moved on to something huge afterwards. I absolutely do not expect to keep this girl. I'm like the Colorado Rockies, man. We get a good pitcher, we just trade her off. You know what I mean?
Funny.
Oh, he's like I guess he's kind of like the good luck stone, it's like, or in the Asian culture we have the Buddha with the belly, right? That's the good luck rub.
Right there you go.
Just make
Yep.
sure when you pass them by at the eye on, you just say, "Hi, Mark. I'm sorry, I'm too big for you now." Just keep
That's
I
hey
mean,
man,
yeah.
I've had it happen a few times. It's all good. I'm never ever gonna say, oh well, you know what I mean? What I like to say is awesome because the truth is I'm lucky to get to work with these people. You know what I mean? So if they get to go on and do better things afterwards, I would much rather have that than have them been stuck with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this book looks good though. I mean, again, so much fantastic art on tonight's show.
And there's way more to it than just my portion. We have about 6, I believe, artists on this book, all based in Hawaii, and it wasn't on purpose either. So what you're looking at here is actually covered by Mark Park. And then after that, you got Stephen Pulava. Oh no, this is actually Brett Okumura, who does the interior of Valak, the sorcerers in the front before my story in that book. But he's a great friend of mine, very fast-paced guys. Very good colorist.
Incredible
Yeah.
artist, amazing to work with. People, if you're watching and you need an amazing interior artist, this guy is the guy. I mean, look at that cover. This is the mighty Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann right here. I love these guys. I got them into Rhode Island Comic Con. We were able to have dinner together, and I mean, they've done covers on almost every single book. I think the first one was Jengar and Shred #1. And so really, really cool. These guys have been with me since the beginning, and they're gonna keep going with us, man. These guys rock. So
And Stephen
this
Pulava.
this is Stephen Palava, aka the guy that got me in the industry, ladies and gentlemen. Story a lot of people don't know, but about 7 years ago, my first convention was because of him, and then 3 months later, I was at Denver Comic Con, and the rest is history.
And this one, he actually colored himself. From what he told us, he took 4 hours of relearning how to do it, and then he did it. Yeah, it's magnificent. I love it, and I think he captured the Hawaiian spirit, the Tiki spirit, pretty well there. And you got Andy Lee here, awesome guy. He's worked for I believe he actually was attributed for teaching David Mack his brushstroke.
Not only that, but I watched the creator of Usabi Yojimbo. God, I probably just murdered that, but he Stan Sakai, I believe is his name, walked right up to him while he was sitting next to me, because we met just because he was my table partner at Amazing Hawaii Comic Con, and I mean, dude was crazy. He was awesome, but he's hilarious. But he's also like got his entire iPad covered in paint, finger painting everything he's doing. So like Stan walks up, I'm like, oh, it's my moment. I'm finally getting recognized. I'm about to do something. No, he's coming up to Andy. Why am I an idiot? You know what I mean? So
funny.
walks up to Andy, and like he's like, I got to get a piece from this dude. This dude is awesome. And I'm sitting here like amazed. Like, we actually have a piece upstairs. I wish I could grab it, but my daughter would probably kill me. It's sitting over her bed of a Starfire piece that he did just with his fingers in about 5 minutes. It's insane, dude. Like, he's an incredible artist. He's worked with LeBron James. I think that's right. He's done Marvel covers. It's insane. Like, he's I don't know, man. I don't know how to put it. He's one of the greatest talents I've ever seen in person. And you know, if he put out a Vegas act and he did it on stage, I guarantee people would go and watch, man. He's that badass.
Here's this part here. You can see it. Look at that. That's a great cover.
Yeah, and Mark actually has a bunch of great options later on after we get through the covers. And here's another great one by John Murakami.
I love this one.
He's like the sweetheart of the island in terms of comics. He has his own style. Every long CVS store, he's in there with all his greeting cards. He has his own run of his own comic, but this is a lot of work he put on here. I think this is a wraparound cover. Yeah. So, but all these covers that you're seeing, there are great perks down below where you can add on, make it foil, make it gold, make it a virgin cover, and it actually looks great. And what you're scrolling past are pinups, additional pinups that are provided by, well, 2 of them are local Hawaiian artists as well. This one, Jade, I don't personally know her, but
She's from Colorado, where I'm from. I met her at Colorado Springs Comic Con, and she's kind of joining in that Rhode Island family. So we've got her in this book, and man, she worked her ass off to be able to get this Lilith done. So I figured, why not throw it in this book with the rest of these incredible artists.
Yep. So yeah, and then these are the working process of the pages of Valak, the story Valak in the front, by Brett Okamara. And
yeah, Brett always
really
gets on me. He gets mad at me for sharing the work in progress stuff because he knows his final stuff is better, and it always is. But I love showing work in progress stuff on a Kickstarter because it's not all the way done yet. So you want to see kind of like some steps and some stages while you're doing it. Because I mean, as a fan, watching the old Star Wars stuff is like the creation videos was almost as cool as watching the damn video. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of a crazy Kickstarter for side projects because our Hellbringers books, you think that they all are like, I don't know, like they run together in their own chapters, but they're all one big story. So you have to read each chapter in order to understand what's going on in the entire story. And it's just basically like a Game of Thrones in hell. It's like an epic fantasy series. So if you like that kind of stuff, this is right down your alley. And it might screw with some of your philosophies a little bit too.
Oh, and this one just released today. It is Sam Campbell's. He's known for his Pineapple Man comic. He's the founding father of comics in terms of Hawaii. So yeah, I don't know how you managed to get him on here, Mark, but it's a great man to get on here.
I gotta say, when it comes to what I was trying to accomplish with this in the Hawaiian project, I wanted to complete it the best I could by adding the king of Hawaiian comics and Pineapple Man. Being able to have a crossover cover with Pineapple Man and Valak on here is one of the biggest honors I think I've ever had in independent comics in my entire life.
Yeah, there it
So
is right there.
I
Yeah.
just want to say thanks to Sam. It's huge to have these 90s comics coming back and him passing on a little bit to us, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's kind of like the overall blessing from like the greatest for our project, and that's kind of what it feels like, not to get in a little bit of Asian culture like An was talking about, but the truth is like when it comes to karma, we don't want to leave Sam out because he's the best, you know.
And just
So
to add on to that, the last thing is that, in terms of this whole project so far, it's been a shining spotlight for pretty much a lot of Hawaiian-based talent. So it's just beyond myself, beyond Brett, beyond Sam. There's so many wonderful talents here that we fortunately have this chance to get lights on. And the cool thing, which I keep on pitching out to people, is that when you get a book, there's possibly a way where Mark and I can work something out in sending it over here in some way to get signature for people if that's what they want. And I can gather a lot of the signatures because we're all on a tiny island, and have that be a nice little gift for people that support this project.
Yeah, you just meet them, tell them to come on outside, and you can just.
Oh, we just go down the mall.
Yeah,
We
meet me
just
in the
go down the
mall.
mall.
fly to Hawaii and take your books with you, and maybe they'll do a signing out there. You know what
And
I mean?
I had a friend named Jeremy. He lived in Hawaii, and one day it just dawned on me to ask him. I said, "Hey, buddy, what the hell where do you go for vacation?" And he told me. He told me he says he goes to Vegas. That they go to Vegas for vacation. They don't go, there's no, because they're already in paradise. Folks, that's Valid, the Sorcerer's Revenge over on Kickstarter. Got 8 days left. They're over their goal. They've already made their goal. So they're doing very well. 3,150 or $2,666 goal.
Oh, and we made projects that we or that they love too. Just a little FYI. And we were first overall project for 2 days, not just comics.
Wow.
That is cool. That is very cool. We're gonna take a look at. We're gonna obviously keep a check on that project and see how that's going, and we'll make sure that we keep it. Hey, Brett, we've been enjoying my Brett. He's in his car. We're getting a car.
Brett O'More, ladies and gentlemen, joining us in the house. What up, Brett?
What's up? Hey,
you
told me 7 my time.
It's a different show, bro. You're on a different show. You're not even on the right show right
okay,
now.
I work until 5 o'clock.
What's up, dude?
Hana.
How's it going?
Yeah, that's too funny.
Who's all in here? I see like a whole bunch of faces.
Yeah, you're live on Indie Vote Indie Radio, and Indie Vote's YouTube channel and Twitter, and you're live across a lot of places.
Sorry guys, I'm in my car. I just finished work like 4 minutes ago.
Brett, me and you got to start getting ready for a different live show.
Well, I gotta drive home.
Should
I jump off of this one
minutes
to get
Yeah.
ready for the next one?
Yeah, we're gonna let you get out of here because, bro, we don't want you to stream and drive. That's very dangerous.
Well, yeah.
Imagine if I was to make some weird joke and you swerved. I feel awful.
Dude, he's got a ton of them. Trust me.
Well,
Mhm.
we got a little less than 2 hours to the next show, right? So,
Little
you got
less than
any
2 hours?
questions or anything for me?
They've done a great job of explaining the campaign, but I guess you can talk a little bit about your part.
Yeah. Tell us, Brett.
Talk about my part?
Valak, the story. About the story you did.
Well, let's start with how this started. So back, I think it was the ties that bind us. Mark asked me to do a pinup, so I did a pinup of this character.
Actually,
Valak.
scroll down just a little bit on the campaign page. That pinup is right there underneath. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah,
Right
so
there.
yeah, that's the one right there. So I did that pinup for him, and then I asked him what the story was with this guy. I told him I got some time, and next thing you know, he had a script for me. So we started working on this book, and then next thing I know, Ann jumped in on the project, and so glad to have her because she's a rock star.
Yeah, she is.
No, you're the rock star.
No, you are the rock star.
Listen, you
Dude,
guys
they're
have
both
to.
fucking rock stars. They're the most humble rock stars ever. This combo could go on forever.
You can't do that.
And then-
You got to actually tell
Can we
everybody.
talk about it already, Mark? Since we posted it, can we talk about
Absolutely. We just showed it
it?
off, Brett.
Hey, Sam is the rock star. I mean, he started it here, right? So I mean, without Sam, I don't know if we'd be where we are as a comic book art community here in Hawaii.
Mm. I was gonna say that you guys are way too nice to each other, and you should try saying the other person sucks and it's horrible to work with, so that we can keep them cheap. Again, listen, I know it sounds like collusion and price gouging, but it really keeps the comic industry afloat.
This is Hawaii, and I've never seen so many artists be so supportive of every other artist here. I mean, it's incredible.
It is. Trust me.
I don't talk trash about any other artist here.
Yeah, this doesn't.
There's some artists that I don't care for their work or whatever, but I still try and give them helpful tips or pointers or,
That's what you do to me.
No, that's not you. That is not you.
Listen,
I love your stuff, huh? You still owe me a picture.
I have it in my drawer.
You know?
I do. I
And
got. You
a
gotta come down. Yes, I have it.
You see what I do, and I think this is important for every artist to understand, is that as an artist or a creator, any type of creator, whether you make films, music, comic books, whatever you do, it is important. And this is coming from me. This is a varianism. It is important to surround yourself with artists who are doing much, much worse than you. I'm talking about you want to find ones who use words like receivership, repossession, foreclosure. If you can find people who are doing that and put those people around you, you'll feel better about yourself all the time.
That's true.
So,
everybody enjoys working with me so much, I guess.
Quit hanging around everybody doing all this great stuff. It's ruining America. You need to hang with people who are doing much worse than you. Feel better about yourself.
Well, as great as I think Ann is, I haven't seen her in like months, maybe years. I mean, it's been a while since I saw Ann. Yeah, because I haven't been to a jam in a while. I don't remember when is the last time I saw you.
I don't, probably more than a year ago.
Probably right when Mog came down.
Everyone's afraid.
No,
no one's coming out. It's COVID everywhere.
Yeah, I stay pretty hermited inside my home actually since the whole thing, because I do have a lot of elders around me. So
I don't go out too much. like New Year's. Hey, New Year's in Hawaii is like crazy, and I was in bed by 9 o'clock because we didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we had we didn't even do like a big dinner. We had a Costco chicken and some rice. I mean that it wasn't a big party because of this COVID stuff and
And I like it. And I like it. Stay out of my house on New Year's. Stay go. Don't you have your own? I don't.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like you guys are probably from the mainland, right? And hey, New Year's in Hawaii is crazy. Like try Google like New Year's fireworks in Waipahu or Eva Beach or something like that, and just watch like 10 minutes of it. It is crazy. Like that's the biggest thing. Like
it goes
like
on
guys
for
can
an
have
hour.
no jobs, and and not have any money, but for some reason every New Year's they got like tons of fireworks.
We're gonna have to look into that, and I look at weird stuff online all night. I take a look at I do convention walkthroughs. I'll tell you guys a funny story about that too, but later. But I do convention walkthroughs. I walk around. I do 4K looking around cities and stuff, and I get really lost in these rabbit holes where I just become this like. I don't like. I'm not exercising. If I had a Peloton, I'd probably be a lot better. I could walk with the person, but I'm just sitting on my sofa exercising, not moving. It's the future. Valak is over on Kickstarter. Lola, make sure the description's in the link for the video so people can check it out. You've got 8 days, folks. 8 days to go over there and back this campaign. He's already over his goal, but could always use some more money, some more help, especially if this book has gorgeous art in it. Go check it out. Yeah, Lola, did you put the other stuff? You did.
Someone's gonna have to tell me how to spell Wahoo or the town you say, because I have no idea how I'm even gonna start spelling that one out.
Yeah.
To search that up.
I'm bad for finding out our names. I'll just ask Google to do it, and it never gets me the right stuff. It normally. I'm not as bad though, guys, as like. There are people who make like my mother does not understand tech at all, so she ends up finding stuff on the internet. She's like, "Oh, they sent me a message. Look, should I answer it?" And I'm like, "What message?" It says here, "I won $10,000. They sent me a message," and I'll go and say, "They didn't. This is an ad. This isn't a message anyone sent you." Go. But the other day she comes to me and she's like, "Get this filth off of my phone." I'm like, "What filth?" And I look, and sure as hell, it's porn playing on her phone. I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Well, mom, this isn't on your phone. This is on the internet." And she says, "Well, get it off." And what I realized she wanted me to do is she wanted me to remove the pornography, all of it, from the internet. She wanted me to do that, and I'm like, "Mom, I can't." And she was upset with me. Lola watched her. She grew upset with me because I could not remove all the porn from the internet. Mark, I know you got to get out of here, sir. So I will let you leave. You and Brett got to go get ready for that other show. You're taking on with you.
An's got to go with us too whenever she wants.
You're taking on with you. We'll never forgive you. Okay.
I gotta let you know, man. This has been a fun show, and I mean, dude, it's nice to be on a show where people actually talk back to you. So pretty cool to be on the show with you, Barry, and Jay up top here. It's cool to meet you.
Well, before you go, Mark, I just want to say when you're sending those books out. I know that most people use whatever they want to use, but we have a coupon code from Gemini Mailer. So if you're planning on using Gemini Mailer to send those books out, I know if you're out of the state, it's kind of hard to do so because they're kind of expensive to get them, but they are pretty good books, and we're helping people save some of that money. They can use code VOLT10, VOLT10, and save 10% on their Gemini Mailer. So when you're getting ready to go fulfill that book, and if you don't have Gemini Mailers, or when you're ready to make that next order, use that code VOLT10 and get yourself some Gemini.
Good to meet you, Justin. Gregory.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Brett, good to meet you,
Pleasure
Brett.
to meet all you.
See you guys.
All right, Mark. Take it easy.
We'll see you.
We'll see you in a couple hours.
See you, Brett.
Well, not
I'll
even
hang
a
out a
couple
little
hours.
bit. I want to see what Justin and McGregory has.
There's
I'm gonna bounce too. I gotta go. I gotta fill up my tank.
All right.
Get ready for Mark's show.
You drive safe, sir.
Alrighty.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Be
Support
well.
the book.
Absolutely.
Now, I didn't see links for the other campaigns in the private chat. So if you have campaigns or websites you need me to go look at, let me know. Unless you want to share the page yourself, you can
Justin,
do
you want to share it?
Yeah, let me send the link in here.
And of course, you guys are always welcome to come on anytime you want. So just let us know.
Yeah, I want to come back. This is a funny show.
Oh yeah, we appreciate. We have this show. We have Breakfast Bug, which is this on Thursday
Entertainment for
morning.
real.
And then we have a show called Pitches Be Crazy, where we have people come on and pitch their content, but they have to pitch it in different ways. So we put a different spin on it. So like, pitch your book as Eddie Murphy, or pitch your book as a rap. And people don't expect, they never know what they're going to pitch their book as. And the winner gets $50 toward their campaign. We like doing stuff like that. What's that? Are you going to share something now, Justin?
I just sent the link in the chat there.
Okay. Let me take a look here. It's your campaign. All right. The deal. There we go. All right. I will bring it up. Here we go. And I will play the video.
Hello, with McGregor Frederic. I'm a winner, Justin Michelson. And welcome to the deal. Before we talk about the deal, I would like to talk about our success with Regret. Met Justin a couple of months ago, and then we became good friends. Talked about the project, and from there we actually linked up, and from there it was just amazing. Regret is definitely a film that I feel like most people can relate to because it's really happening in this real life world, and it's incredible that we actually filmed the film in one day.
Yeah, it was an incredible process. In fact, we got through. We had our run through the day before, then a 1 day shoot all the way through. It was incredible. It was just a credit to the cast, the crew, everyone involved. That was quite the script. The fact that we got it all done, shot the right way in a day, and then went through the editing process on it. Got it all put together, and now it's an award-winning project. Yeah, it's impressive. It's great.
It's not only that, but we actually, less than a month, the film became an award-winning film. It's incredible, like how you said, we shot it in 1 day, and it's phenomenal to get a lot of recognition for a film that haven't even been out for 2 months yet.
Yeah, no, it's picking up a lot in a month. It's only been out for a month. That's including our release day. And so for that to be going the way it's going with all the film festival hype that we've been getting for it, and for all the hype we've been getting from just locally, it's been impressive. It's been streaming. It's streamed on Roku on the Win-Win channel, and then it's streaming now on the Pause network.
Yeah, that's really incredible. But I want to thank everybody that was a part of it. I'm grateful for it. But let's get down to business, Justin.
Absolutely.
So definitely we have this new project called The Deal. I mean, this project is phenomenal. It's something that's going to blow so many people away. It's about the criminal side of a lot of things that's going on. It's about Sarah Wilson that is a professional con artist.
Their business dealings and getting intertwined with the law. And so it's really that dynamic that it's all about, and how the law affects each other. So it's a really interesting concept. Takes place in LA. It's going to be beautiful. We have the equipment we're going to use for it. We can't wait to start casting for this project, which is just around the corner, really.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be one of those projects that people's going to talk about years to come, because I feel like Hollywood they've never done this before. I mean, I'm talking about the way we structured everything, the ending, the characters, how they, in the film. It's just mind blowing, and I already know for a fact when you guys watch it, all we're gonna see is. So we definitely got a Kickstarter that's happening. The deal. You can definitely break that down to like Kickstarter.
Yeah. So we have a Kickstarter now. It's live right now. It's The Deal's Kickstarter. You can find it on the Instagram page at the official deal. At the official deal, and right on there you'll find all of our different options. You can donate. You get all sorts of different packages, all the way up to the highest where you become, I believe it's executive producer.
Yeah,
and that's the highest package up there. You can get photo shoots from me for a half hour on there. You can get different kind of merch, different kind of swag options from your donations. You have a lot of different opportunities really. And the donations will be so greatly appreciated to make this project just that much closer to reality.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal project. Like what we're looking to do is to up the ante on regret. And we just told you about everything that's going to do. We want to up the ante on that because we don't believe in staying stagnant. You always have to be improving. The deal is going to be a massive improvement. We just want you guys to be a part of that.
Yes, definitely. If you guys don't have that type of money, you can definitely donate $1 and you get a free digital postcard. So that's something that we definitely doing besides all these other people that's doing. We're doing something special for you guys. I'm telling you, it's gonna be incredible. I mean, this short film is gonna take us to the next level. I mean, I feel like we're gonna change everything in this industry with this film. I'm telling you, because it's gonna be crazy. Even the directors, producers, writers are gonna definitely step their game up when they see this film because it's gonna blow everybody away. I'm telling you.
It's gonna be a big deal.
Big deal. Hey guys, listen, man, we love you guys. Thank you for the support and everything. I'm hoping you guys contribute, and we'll definitely see you, soon. And trust what I say, it's gonna be worth it. Believe me.
Big things are coming. We just want you to be a part of it. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
God bless.
Now, brave filmmakers, because I once made a film. And it was the most harrowing experience. I made 2 films. One I got through because the team around me is much more experienced, so we got through that one. And then when I can do this on my own, I discovered that I cannot do it on my own. That actors are very finicky, and then we start working on something else. And a friend of mine who makes films here in Michigan, name is Jeff Swart, and Jeff said, "Hey, Barry, let me give you a tip. Don't ever, even if you know the actor, don't ever give them the part. Don't ever tell them you wrote the part for them." He told me, he said, make them audition. Even if you've worked with them 30 times, make them audition, because if you just give it to them, they're going to be like, okay, and they won't show up. And he told me that, and I tried it, and it works. Because they put so much time into it. They take it seriously. It's so, if you guys ever have that problem, just make sure those damn actors learn their lesson. Know their role and their place, damn it. The deal. So you got 30 days to go. $111 of a $20,000 goal. So we got a ways to go on this one, guys. Ways to go. 3 backers. So you guys have been filming for a while. I mean, separately, and now you're together making projects. This one you're very excited about. You said it's going to change. It's going to change lives. This project. So
it's going to change the way people make films. I mean, the way what we did with the script is just like I know for a fact nobody has done this before. I mean, when they watch it, they're gonna be like, "Wait, how the hell I didn't catch on to that?" It's gonna to listen. You're gonna have to use your brain cells, all your brain cells in your head, to figure out what's going on. Because that's why when you look at the campaign, when you scroll down, you're playing as detective. As you see the move, as you scroll down, you're gonna see. As you reading this, you're playing detective. Look at the items on the table. So now at this moment, you're playing detective. So when you watch the movie, it's up to you to put those items who those items belong to in the movie.
You said if you have to use brain cells. Do you intend to put this movie out in America?
Yes.
You're gonna run into some problems. We tend to not. Okay.
I'm telling you, you gotta be a cop. You have to be a cop, or your IQ have to be up there. I'm telling you.
One of those thinking movies. Oh no! Can I?
Not one of those thinking movies. Not one of those.
Well, it's funny you guys mentioned, because again, I got filmmaker friends, because I went into comics because I was like, oh, comics is easier because I can cast anybody I want. I can have all these explosions, and I don't have to pay anybody any extra. and I'm the artist. I didn't think about what that meant for me. But the problem is that so I have no same filmmaker friends. They wrote me and they said, "Well, you got Indie Vault, and so you don't do shit for us. So what are you going to do for us, Varian?" And we started Indie Vault TV, which is a streaming network. It's our own streaming network. A bunch of independent movies and stuff up there. Well, again, some of my friends who make films have sent me stuff like, "Hey, could you put this up and could you watch it first?" And I'm like, "Oh no." Oh no, I gotta watch this movie. And they're like, "This is my first movie back from like 8 years ago. I filmed it on DV tape. You gotta check it out." And I'm like, "This is gonna be rough." And sometimes I'm not like, I'll be honest, sometimes I'm not sure what I watched. Because I'm like, wait, did he kill himself or not? And then they always tell me, like, I guess a lot of my friends are very they're just very complicated and meta, and I don't get it. So it's one of those thinking films, but I like thinking films. We'll check this one out. Regret. Now, again, you guys got a ways to go, but you got an award for Regret, and it's not even Regrets. It just come out, just started streaming. You got this in December.
Yeah.
Now, who screamed when they opened it up first? When they opened the award, who was when they found out they won? I got
we
a
called
feeling.
each other. We called each. He messaged me. He's like, "You'll call me." And I gave him a call. He's like, "We just won an award. We just won."
Oh yeah,
I knew it. I had a feeling it was McGregory who was going to be the super excited one. I had a feeling.
I was like, "Let's fucking go!"
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were both. I was in my car screaming. We were hyped up about it.
Yeah,
that's when we got into our first. That was when we got our first. The first win with it.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, we were screaming on top of our lungs. It was something that you never know when you. The only time you will know only if you're pursuing it. So the fact that me and Justin knew that Regret was going to become a award-winning film when others didn't. Hey, you prove your haters wrong. You prove your dad was wrong. So I'm grateful for that.
I'm gonna tell you something, Justin. McGregory reminds me a lot of myself. If you win any awards, do not let him get on the mic. Okay? I'm telling you right now. If unless you want the headlines to be the headlines you don't want, you see, new filmmaker tells Hollywood where to kiss it, and it's
Listen, we're both extra in our own ways because as soon as I got my award, as soon as I got the Emmy, I ran right to take photos. I opened up, saw it was the Emmy. I went in my room, changed into a suit, and then went to go take pictures immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So we both got our own ways. And hey, T.O. taught me that all publicity is good publicity. So.
Sim in the chat. Hey, Sim, how's it going, sir? Here's some screenshots from Regret. And obviously, want people to go check this film out. It's streaming. We'll see what we can do about getting it on Indie Vote too. We'll see about that. We'll talk to them after the show. And they've got other films they've worked on. Neighbor's Window here is that you see here?
Yeah, that's the film that's the Oscar-winning film I was in. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I know I'll check that out too. Page 6. Look at that. Now, where are you guys out of, by the way?
I'm from New York City.
New York. Okay. We were just in New York in August 10th. I plan to come back because Lola hadn't seen much in New York. She saw Brooklyn. That was enough. She's like, let's go home. No, she didn't know. She was excited. We got a chance to walk through Central Park in the morning.
Yeah.
That's a good walk.
You got to understand the only thing Lola ever has seen of Central Park is Law and Order episodes. So I'm looking at her looking for the body. I'm watching her eyes trail around. You got to get out of here. I know that
I was doing my photography homework.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for a body.
She was inspecting every corner of the park.
She was
looking in the bushes.
Is that man a crackhead? Oh, that one. Look, he looks like a sadist. I'm like, will you stop? I mean, it does like a sadist. Let's go. I'm sorry. Were you about to say something?
No. I'm actually just watching. I'm just trying to see what's on this project.
Yeah, this not. I mean, again, films. We don't get to talk to many filmmakers and to I drag them out. Here's McGregory. I see. That's McGregory before he wins the award. There's something that happens once we win the award that we want to let everybody know who can kiss our ass. I had that happen in a Comic-Con. We're interviewing a guy. I'm not gonna play his name, but he normally gets somebody at the mic and they'll give you like a quick, maybe 3-minute blurb of who they are. This guy went on for 15 minutes. My shoulder was getting so tired with that. I just want to hold the camera anymore, guys. He with his kiss ass like awards, like this person said I couldn't do it. Fuck you, I'm here. He went through a list. He had it mentally prepared. I could not believe it. And I'm like, he's my hero. I mean, as much as I was like, this is horrible, I was letting them get it all out. Here's Justin with that Emmy. There it is.
Yeah.
That's a photo shoot right there.
Yeah.
That's the day of.
He got photo shoot fresh real quick.
Yeah. I was ready. I saw it come in. I was like, I've been preparing.
He had the suit ready. That Emmy showed up. He was like, Emmy Award winning. Is that before your name now?
I told my mom when I got him, like, from now on, you are to refer to me as your Emmy Award winning son.
Yeah, he did say that.
He's like, so from now on, that's the rules.
I'm a title whore. Justin. I don't know if you know this about me, but I went and bought land in Scotland just so I could
you did the $1 the acre of land.
Yeah, $50. $50 I paid for an acre of land so I can get a certificate that says Lord Varian Grant. And then I went. But before that, I went and got ordained. Way. Yeah, I went and got ordained, so it's Lord Reverend Varian Grant. And since I found out Esquire is a bullshit title and lawyers don't use it. I'm like, if they're not going to use it,
Esquire.
I want to have a long list of titles.
Peter, it was good having you on the show. Where can everyone find you at? You're muted.
Email me at petersky@sky.com, or I've got a website, pottyville.co.uk, and there's a whole story behind that title. But thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm off to bed 3:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Peter. We'll have to, I want to try to get all my UK guys on the Breakfast Buzz very soon here. Awesome. That's 9 a.m. our time, so that's like 2 in the afternoon your time. Much more suitable.
Perfect. Anything I can do to help. You take care, guys.
We'll reach out.
Bye now.
You're welcome.
Again, Emmy Award winning. I mean, listen, that will be on my. I will make sure that gets mentioned on everything. My Starbucks order, just everything.
For a while, my Twitter was Justin Emmy Award winner Michelson. The whole thing through Twitter.
You gotta remind them because they'll try to make you
know.
I told Justin that. I told him. The people will try to try you. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
right.
You know.
And
it's
what
like,
are? Oh,
ahead,
I'm so sorry. What are the tiers are we backing on here? I know
they
you
got a
guys
couple
have
different
like
ones.
merch and stuff. Yeah.
They got a couple different tiers. They've got so they got a support tier if you want to play our award, which is always appreciated, guys. So if you do want to do that, you can. They got a photo. Receive a friendly postcard with a picture of the cast and crew for $25. $50 for the deal T-shirt, a stylish poster print T-shirt. It's gonna be is it gonna be that image that we see on the table with the items on it?
Yep.
And these ship anywhere in the world. Signed poster, $100. And I want to say something real quick. Some people will say $100 for an independent movie poster. I need you to understand those posters run in very, very small quantities. So they're normally a little bit more expensive than would be your run-in movie poster. And they're normally extremely limited. I mean, like, there's going to be something about that poster that's going to be unique. Even if next year they put out a wide release, independent people are usually very worried about how those early supporters feel. So because I've done that, I've changed stuff once I put out one version. I feel like the second version has to be somewhat different, and that first version becomes something people like and seek out. I got a book like that. I changed a little small detail on the cover, and people want that original cover more so.
Yep. Sure.
Second one. So yeah. So you got a poster. It's $100, and this is helping them get the movie done. $250 for a digital copy. You'll get a digital copy of the deal at your leisure. You can review at your leisure and leisure. Depends on what country you're in.
Yes,
You get a 30-minute photo session with the film's director of photography. That's the $400 pledge. You got 6 of those, so that's a limited supply. $500 or more for the deal box. Enjoy a box filled with goodies, a stylish T-shirt, a high-quality poster signed by our cast, a postcard, the cast and crew, and a digital copy of the deal. So that's pretty much everything that you'll get, and that ships anywhere in the world. $1,000 associate producer credit. Become an associate producer and receive an IMDb credit for your generosity. Do that. Don't be like I did to get on IMDb, which that's a whole nother story for another time. Don't even. Photo session plus associate producer. Again, there's a lot of ways. If you're looking to get into movie making, there's a good way for you just to buy your way in.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, do what it takes. Do what it takes. You know how many times I wish I could just buy my way into stuff. Just put my name.
I had to go to film school to get my way into IMDb, so it's
Yeah,
just
see,
a lot easier.
That's for suckers. This is
that is sweet though. Yeah, because we don't really see a lot. Well, we don't really get a chance to really sit down and talk with a lot of film producers and see how it is to make the film, right, and what goes into the process, and nor less be on IMDb. So yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on IMDb now. I believe. I think my credits through. A friend of mine asked me, could he use my house? Because again, filmmaker friends, can he use my house? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine, man. And he wants to use it for. See, you filmmakers that you're slick. You never tell us what you want to do. Can we use your house? We're gonna turn into a murder scene. And it was a horror movie, and he said, "Hey, could you hold the boomstick?" And I joked that for a credit, sure. And so I held the boomstick, and then I ended up reading some lines from the script to the young lady, the actress. Now my voice isn't in the movie, but she's reacting to my voice. And then Lola did something. I think Lola held the grips. So we're like we're listed as boom operators.
I did the boomstick, and I was dealing with the lighting and stuff.
But I'm gonna
They
fix.
put you in real roles there.
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
actually
fix
earn the
them.
credit.
I'm gonna fix IMDb because when I was a kid, I was cute. I don't know what happened, and my parents got me into modeling, and so I've been in newspapers and TV commercials and stuff. I'm like, does that count? Does that Meyer commercial from when I was a kid count? And it does. The Meyer commercial, that Say Yes to Michigan commercial, those things count. So I'm like, I'm going to go back and get my IMDb credits. I am a former child star. I need my cocaine habit. Or something, I gotta mess my life up. So I'm only 40, I'm about to be 40, so I got time. This is the deal, folks. McGregory Media Productions, Justin and McGregory putting out a fantastic project. The deal, go over and check that out. We're gonna do what we can to see if we can get Regret streaming on Indie Vote TV pretty soon, so you guys can check that out. We like to have people that we have on the show have content there, so it makes sense. But yeah, this project.
Appreciate it for sure.
They're gonna have this estimated delivery of July 2022 because these guys film quick. By the way, you heard them mentioning that one day they film pretty quick, but that comes with experience. Was it Friday? Was 27 days? I think it was.
I believe so.
Anna, it was nice having you on. You have a great night.
You too. Thank you so much, and best of luck to everyone on their projects. And I'll see
Thank
you guys again.
Same to you.
Stay safe.
Pleasure to meet you.
Aloha.
I'm jealous. She's in Hawaii. It's all warm down there. You see the sun still up behind her.
You should be here in New York right now.
I'm in Michigan, and it's dark and it's cold. And snowstorm. We got heavy wind tonight. It's like, what? Just blow my house away. I don't care anymore. It's 2022. I don't care. Again, folks, the deal over on Kickstarter. Has it been all Kickstarter projects tonight, Lola? I believe so. What's going on here?
I believe so. I don't know.
Where are my Indiegogo people? Where are my Zoop people?
Well, I don't have an Indiegogo up yet, but I will have one pretty soon.
Explain yourself, Jay. Yeah. Here we got Faye. Right. Now, this is your game.
This is my game. So I created a world for my comic series, Autumn Gray. Basically, it's modern world, and there's fairies and monsters hiding among us and ruining people's lives. And that's basically the premise of the comic series. And then I realized I had so many story ideas, and anyone that's worked in comics knows it takes forever when you're the artist to draw out an entire story.
Mm-hmm.
So then I kind of delved back into what I used to do back in high school, which is play D&D. And I
Okay.
realized I've created this new world, like in the modern world, and why not create a game where people play the monsters hiding among us, you know?
Hmm.
So I started developing my own RPG style. It's not a spin-off of D&D. It's got its own set of rules. I tried to create something simple enough so that somebody that is not familiar with playing tabletop role-playing games can sit down and figure it out pretty quickly, but with enough nuances to it that somebody that's, you know, hardcore can sit there and really pick it apart and build something unique.
Now you got the instruction manual we're going through
Yeah,
here.
but it's also full of pictures. I don't have a video up for it at the moment. We're a little early. I just started playtesting. Actually, last night I was up till midnight, 1 in the morning, helping people build characters for the playtesting. So
And I want to say something too because a friend of mine got me into D&D, which is weird because I swear we're the only two black kids that played D&D. We'd walk in places, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" Or, "Hey, we don't play craps here, sir. We're not with these dice." I'm like, "What?" There was some things that were said to me. I'm still kind of sore about, but
I'm glad
I
I
played
tapped into
D&D,
the painful memories for you.
D&D and Shadowrun. I remember
Yep.
well, he started me on Shadowrun, and then he was like, "Well, we should play D&D." And I got this idea that, oh, well, can I use my Shadowrun character in D&D? And he's like, "I don't care." So I came up with this elaborate story about how she got sent to that world. Like she went through a portal in Shadowrun and ended up, and he was like, "That's okay. Let's screw it. I don't care." But so my character ended up not liking all of the old things in D&D because she was from Shadowrun. She was used to
Right.
technology. It was kind of cool. But I remember I upset some townsfolk and had to take sanctuary in the church. My buddy was like, "You come out the church, you're gonna get beat. I don't know what you're gonna do here." So that
Which,
was
if
messed
you're
up.
used to Shadowrun, you're used to being beat down anyway. So
Yeah. I like tabletop gaming. I like it. Even though
I haven't done it in like 20 years, so it was kind of interesting to, like, I've started looking into what's popular with D&D
yeah.
now, and seeing, you know, the way attention spans are a little different than they used to be.
Yeah.
Finding ways of getting that to work. So this game, as you can flip through artwork and stuff as I talk a little bit, but I the last convention I was at, comic convention, I set up a table for the game.
Mhm.
I had people just making characters, and I had a line. We did a little over 1,000 characters over the course of the weekend. Had a line through the Comic Con of people trying to make characters. They were having so much fun, and then they go tell their friends, and then they get in line. It was crazy. My poor nephew, who was the only other person besides me well enough versed to help people build characters, I had him run ragged all weekend.
And see, I would think making a game it sounds fun in theory, and then you start the process, and you're like, "Oh shit."
Oh, I'm like, I thought like this would be a quicker way of getting stories out, but it's definitely a huge undertaking.
Well, that and you got to make sure that there's not a rule you make that breaks the game. Like,
Right, that's what the play testing is for. I have a couple different groups, and we're alternating weeks. Actually starting this weekend with some new play groups, and we're just like, I'm telling people to create this kind of a character, create that kind of a character, and then I'm going to level them up obscenely at one point just to see how that works. You know, we're just gonna poke and prod at the system, and hopefully fix any of the leaks we find.
I broke it. I broke your game. A lot of illustrations here. Now, was it the same artist on all the illustrations or different artists?
This is actually, so far, everything you're flipping through is me.
Okay.
Um, I've been doing most of the illustration work for it. I don't know if you know Rusty Gilligan.
No, I can't say that I did.
He's worked on Heavy Metal. He's worked on the Spider-Man movies. He's involved. He's started inking a lot of work for me for this series. And then Jim Lawson, who is from, he's one of the original artists from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. he fell in love with this project, and he's been churning out all kinds of artwork for me for the project too. He's like, "Tell me what you want." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So, so the two of them have been making a lot of the artwork too.
That's cool. I like board games. I like tabletop games. Um, frankly, because they're normally nice and plain. Some of the games the video games I play nowadays, guys, are rough because they put so many rules in them.
Right.
That,
Well, with this, I created like each, there's different ability trees, and there's like 35 abilities in each tree. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of different abilities, but they're all very streamlined. Like they follow the same rules, so you can kind of, with a couple little notes on your paper, you know exactly what that one does. There's no confusion with it. It's not overly complicated.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It looks well thought out. And I got a buddy, another buddy, Tom Savage. He's made a game with Grimoire. He's made Source Point Press folks do deep border games. They made a couple tabletop games. My son got one or two of them. He wants me to learn. My son has a problem of he'll get a board game. He'll learn all the rules, and then he'll come to tell me how to play so that I can lose.
There you go.
Yeah, and he's like, so here's what you do, but you can't. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. How do I win? Well, you can, but I can't.
Right.
So,
So like I
but
know D&D is very combat heavy. In this,
Mhm.
I combat can be heavy, but it usually ends very quickly. Like
Okay.
mortality rates are not so good when you start flinging powers at each other.
I was looking at a documentary about the making of D&D. I think it was the early TSR days, and they're talking about these are a bunch of the guys that they rented like a little warehouse, and they had it upstairs, and they were when they would come up with the strategies, you hear someone in the room typing away, and they leave a square or a block open, then they run into the artist room and say, "Hey, I need a ogre drawn in this little corner here." And some artists would just land on the floor, would stand up and start drawing. They said the whole place smelled like weed. They said.
Yeah. Well, like when I'm working on this, right now I'm laying out all the pages, and I'll run into a blank spot. And I'm like, oh, okay, I need something for marshlands. Okay, so first thing I'll do is I'll look through the illustration work I've already done for the comic and see if there's something there I can steal,
Mhm.
or I just whip out my sketchbook and I'll draw something up and fill the blanks as I go, kind of thing.
I would like to work in that environment, like just sitting around, just drawing whatever someone tells you. Hey, we need some aliens coming out of a ship. Okay, that'd be kind
Yeah.
of cool. A lot of great illustration work on this, and now is this going to be hardcover when you put it with the book?
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm writing the whole thing, so I'm not sure how large it's going to be until I'm done.
Mhm.
Whether it's going to be a hardcover book or I might do like the old D&D idea of the box and have
Mhm.
different books. Like this is the book for the player, this is the book for the game master. Here's the book of monsters. That kind of thing. To make it easier, they can just pick up a smaller book and flip through it to get to the things you need.
Folks, this is a lot of work I'm scrolling to do. I mean, the man deserves some money just because of this. This is a lot of work to do. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, oh, man. I mean, he's got all of the stuff. I mean, the graphics for everything looks really good. Hardcover is going to be awesome to have all your books in a hardcover
Yep, and I
format.
have a dice company that creates their own dice that are interested in making dice sets for the game, so we could do like a deluxe edition with dice, maps. I got a guy that builds modular, like with the figurines and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Interested in making stuff for it as well, but that's all down the line. I got to get the game system ironed out first.
Right, right. It looks good now. You said you're going to launch a campaign for it. When?
Yes, I'm hoping before winter is over to have the finished book.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm going to launch an Indiegogo because the book is going to happen no matter what.
Okay.
Obviously, just having crowdfunding helps pay for the printing.
Yeah. This looks good. I mean, I was asking, like, when can we expect it? So we're going to have you back on the show definitely when you got it launched, so we can let everyone know and they can. We got a lot of gamers that watch it, so I'm pretty sure they'll all be interested in this. This looks great.
Thank you.
So we'll be definitely checking back in with you in March. Happens my birthday month. Just saying, just saying.
Okay,
You
well,
know,
you know,
that's
maybe
Faye.
there's a set of Faye die in your future. Who knows?
Yeah, that's Faye from Jason Moore. We are Jay Moore, and I said Jason Moore. Wow, Jason Moore is an artist that can't. He listens, but we're gonna sneak some footage of Jason Moore at some point. We're gonna sneak some footage of him because he's an artist for Arrow Comics, Caliber. Does a lot of cool zombie work. Um, but yeah, that looks great. Everyone's projects look great. Where can they find you, our listeners, those of you who remained with us here on the show? McGregory, where can folks reach out to you on social media? If you
Well,
want to reach out to you, that is.
You're funny. They can definitely find me on Instagram, McGregory Frederic official, and you can find me on Facebook, McGregory Frederic. So that's basically it.
Cool. And Justin.
You can find me on Instagram at Justin_Twitchy_Michelson. Twitter, you can find me at Justin_Michaels. Facebook, Justin Michelson. Those pretty much everywhere you can find me.
And tell them to check the Emmy winners list.
Yeah, check
Yeah,
list
something like
Emmy
that.
winners. Check Best Daily Studio Show under MLB Network. You'll find my name for the year 2019. You know.
Right, that's right. I used to say mean stuff to people about like when I would win awards, but not anymore. I've changed. I've mellowed.
Mellowed out.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, like
Mr. Lord Reverend.
Yo, Lord Reverend
Esquire?
he's totally mellowed because like don't let me win an Emmy, guys. I'll show my ass completely. Like, hey, I got this Emmy. I want to first of all, I want to thank myself. Most importantly, I'm coming to a bedroom near you. Watch your wives, and it'd be great.
They don't call you Prince Petty for no reason.
They do not call you Prince Petty for no reason. You're right. I get quite petty. Jay, where can people find you at, sir?
Well, you can type in Jay Mooers on Facebook, Instagram, DeviantArt, IMDb. No awards shows, sorry. But yeah, my last name is spelled funny. It's Moers, which at least means that if you type it in, you're gonna find me.
My aunt, hers is Moorer, and I guess the final R is silent because none of our sisters have that other R, and I'm like, what the hell? Why do you have an R? Okay,
Why not?
The only one for an extra R. I'm like, was there a problem on the birth certificate? Was there?
Oh shit!
Bad handwriting or something?
Yeah. My mother, oddly enough, has 2 birth certificates. And I'm like, how did this happen, Mom? And can we use one of these for free shit? Let's mess Doris's credit all up.
My great grandfather had 2 birth certificates because when he came over from Italy, his mother didn't know his birthday, so he had 2 birth certificates, 2 different months for his birthday.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine it happened today? Listen, I don't want to make
At
fun of your
least his
family.
name was the same. It was Mario Purgatory.
I know, but first of all, the purgatory thing is enough. But could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine a mother today coming over to this country and they say, hey, when's your child's birthday? I don't know. It's like,
When's your child's birthday? That's a great question, actually. When that happened again?
It's like you're gonna laugh when you hear this. I don't know. I do know of someone, and they said they were born. Their mother, they said he said his mother was high all the time and had him between Christmas and New Year's. So he just celebrates that whole time as his birthday. And it's like your mother doesn't know, like, wow, man. Like she had him at home. So like it's like, wow, like, Mom, you don't know what day I was born. Like, this is crazy, but
She was just in labor that whole time, just a blur.
yeah. I'm gonna have them at home. Don't worry about it. Of course, guys, you can find us online if you want to send in a question and have us make fun of it. Well, you can do that at IndieVoteLive at IndieVote.com. Include IndieVote Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less so I can put them on a card, which I didn't do today, but I'll do it. I'll do it again, and we'll make fun of them. Indie Vote Radio is on Google Play. Download the app today, or ask that lovely Amazon device you have. People hear it, man, she goes crazy. Ask her to play Indie Vote Radio for you. She will. Also, if you have an iOS and an iPhone, you can download the TuneIn or Streamer app and listen in. Also on the website, indievote.com is a player for the radio right then. We are live on the radio as we speak. And looking forward to more in the new year. Being here and this music on there, of course, it's long form content, some talk shows. You'll love it. Indie Vote Radio. Make sure you download the app today. Indie Vote TV if you don't like the radio. Maybe you don't like the radio. Okay. Well, Indie Vote TV is our streaming network. It's just like Netflix, but it's free. A lot of independent movies, some independent wrestling, some long form content. Back before we got monetized, YouTube would mess with us. Say you can't say that. And I say, that's fine. I put it on my own platform where you have no power. So now, they don't mess with me anymore. It's weird. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll make sure the links are in the description of the video, and the links already in the chat.
Well, here's where you can find me, guys.
I didn't do you?
No.
Oh, well, go ahead. Tell everybody they can find you. I'm sorry.
There's my Linktree, indie_princess. And yeah, go check out my wish list.
I didn't know we couldn't find. I didn't ask you where you could be found. Yeah, you got that Linktree account. I'm sorry. That's when you're so lazy you don't want to compile all your links.
No, I have a ton of links.
She's always adding more too. So, all right, folks, thanks for watching. This has been Indie Vote Live. Join me Thursday morning for Indie Vote Breakfast Buzz. Lola, is there a Geekgasm tomorrow night?
Hold on.
No, she doesn't know. See, I called.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's Geekgasm. So join Lola tomorrow night at 9. Me tomorrow Thursday morning at 9 Eastern Standard Time, of course, for all of your Indie Vote goodness. I'm gonna take us out of here. Thanks for being here with us, guys.
Great,
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
guys. Thank you. Appreciate
Try to
you.
lead this industry a better place than you found it. I will take us out. Here we go.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes